The Nullarbor is one of Australia's most remote and sparsely populated places. These arid plains are cut by a single highway, a thin link across the great expanse. This part of the Nullarbor is over 4 hours' drive from the nearest town. As barren as it looks, a dense network of more than 2,000 caves, some full of water, exist in the limestone below. It's this world that brings modern-day explorers to the middle of nowhere.
It is a form of scuba diving, but it's an extreme form of scuba diving. It's that unexplored cave is the attractor. It's, Christopher Columbus underground.
Today, the Nullarbor is a world-famous cave diving destination. This group of Australian cave divers have come here to venture into the unknown.
Panican Plains is one of those ones with massive opportunity for further exploration.
First of all, your priorities, make sure you get out. It doesn't count unless you can come out and map it yourself. So, safety's paramount. Ideally, we'd like to find something brand new that's never been explored. It's pretty cool to be the first person in the world to go in and see something for the first time.
This is ground control to Major Tom.
The big thing about cave diving and space travel is the synergy between the two. We actually use what's known as a rebreather system, so it's not the standard scuba. Those systems can last for several hours underwater. You are highly dependent on your breathing systems. If your breathing systems fail, you die.
It's not just the thrill of exploration that brings this crew here. The Panican Plains Cave has history.
The expedition had been diving Panican Plains Cave for 3 weeks.
In the 1980s, while over a dozen members of the group were underground, a freak storm blew over the plains. Chris Brown, a pioneer of Nullarbor diving, watched as the deluge hit.
I noticed on the horizon some amazingly huge clouds, black clouds coming towards us. Within 5 minutes, there was about 8 centimetres to 10 centimetres of water flowing across the ground.
Sonia was one of the divers stuck inside the cave.
All of a sudden someone said run, and we just had to run to get out of the way, and rocks started coming down and it started to get very noisy.
Amazingly, apart from scrapes and bruises, no one was worse for wear from the avalanche of boulders and water which swept into the cave.
The accident even caught the eye of Hollywood director James Cameron, inspiring the film Sanctum.
The cave is flooding! Do you think?
Nearly 30 years later, Panican Plains Cave is still officially closed to recreational divers. But this year, with government permission, the divers are here to see if it's safe again. It's an epic task just getting dive gear to the water level.
It's not 90 vertical metres. If it was 90 vertical metres, we could just lower it down on a rope, but unfortunately it's a combination of lowering it down on a rope, carrying it through very large rock piles, having to set up flying foxes that swing through the cave so we can get equipment down there.
The divers also use computer modelling to map the caves in detail and collect data for scientists.
Traditionally, you go in with compass, tape measures, clinometers, and it would take 10, 20 trips. What we've got now is the latest technology from CSIRO. So as quick as I can walk through the cave, it's scanning the cave in 3D in point cloud. It also has a great deal of potential for scientists in that you can get a great deal of data very quickly.
Science aside, in the end, the divers are here for one thing: pure adventure.
That was a bloody good dive. That was an extremely excellent dive.
When you're cave diving out in the Nullarbor, it is as close to being in air as you can possibly get when you're underwater. So if it has this blue tinge, it is our final frontier here on Earth. It's the spot that nobody has been to before. It's the spot that attracts us and says, right, human nature is you must explore.